Okay, a few videos on fractions. We're going to be looking at how to add them and times them and take away and so on. So probably find this one fairly easy. Why is it easy? It's easy because they have the same number along the bottom. We call this number the denominator. Now we know what a third is. If you drew a fraction, if you do an object, let's say this rectangle right here, if we said that that's one thing, one rectangle, then if we chop it up into three, in fact, let's another way we might do that is by um, getting something like this, like that. Maybe just get it over to overlap, so we can see that that is the above thing. Once I change the size of it, chopped into three. So that if that equals one, then clearly this also equals one. But then if I were to get one of these squares and just copy it, that is going to equal to 1/3. So you can clearly see it's not too hard to see that if I were to get two of these, then we're now talking it's going to be 2/3. Of course it is, isn't it? So that's going to equal to 1/3 plus 1/3, which is clearly equal to, you can see there's two lots of those thirds, so 2/3. So not too hard if the denominator is the same. It's a bit difficult if the denominator is not the same. So how do we do it in this case? Well, if we take this same object over here, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to chop it into 5, and then we're going to also chop it into 6. So I'll just take a copy of that, and we're going to chop it into 5. Hopefully, we'll see how well I do this. I'm just going to pause the video. I'm going to chop it into 5, and then I'm going to chop it into 6. Oh, there you go. You can see in the first case, I've chopped it into 5, so that's, I'm going to say, one thing. That's also one thing. We can also see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/5, which therefore is equal to 1. And you can see that this is chopped into 6. It's 1, but it's also 6/6. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get one of these fifths. Maybe we could actually, how things are. I'm going to, okay. So let's label these as 1/5. I'm going to label each one of these as 1/5 and label each one of these as 1/6. Okay, so what that's getting us to do is to get one of these. I'm going to add one of these. I'm going to add it to 3 lots of these. Okay, so if we put these back together, we can sort of see how much it is. Now, is it greater or less than half? Well, 3/6 you can see is half of 6/6, so therefore it's half, isn't it? So when we put that next to it over there, we can see, oh, it looks like it's a little bit more than 4/6, but that's not really a very good number. We can't just say it's a little bit more than 4/6. Basically, what we've got to do is get the same denominator. So the trick to that is to look for a number that this number and this number go into. So you're always going to find, if you multiply them, they will always, that whatever number what you get when you multiply them, they will both go into. But sometimes you don't need to do that. I think in this case we will. So 5 times 6 is 30. So what we're going to do is going to say something plus something, and they're both going to be over 30. Okay, I don't know if my pen can be any thinner. Can't actually. So okay. So how many? So what do I need to put at the top of these numbers? Well, basically, I can't say 1/30 because 1/30 is clearly not the same as 1/5. So what you do, I multiplied the 5 by 6 to get to 30. So I multiply the 1 by 6 to get to 30, and then I multiplied the 6 by 5 to get to 30. So I multiply the 3 by 5 to get to 30. And then I just add them together. Okay, so that's going to be 24 over 30. And then I would have to simplify. Okay.